very welcome. And before we do, can I just say thank you to those who arranged today, both here and from Beta in the town centre, but especially from Mervyn, who's put a lot of time and effort into arranging this day. Over to you.
Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I'm the new mayor of Wigan, Myra Whiteside, and I was made mayor on Wednesday, so I'm still practising. So thank you for inviting me here today to attend this heritage exhibition at the parish church. It's commendable that the people of Wigan are so proud of their history, which can be seen both here in this magnificent parish church and in the town, and to see that their history is being preserved and displayed for future generations. Can I urge all of you who can find the time today to walk around this building and see the special exhibits and also the beautiful windows and historic monuments. If you have any questions or you would like to learn more, I'm sure the guides and the exhibitors will be only too pleased to help. Then go and see all that is happening all over Wigan Town Centre, because I am. We will celebrate the town's part in the English Civil War, which earned us the title Ancient and Loyal. We have much to be proud of in all parts of this borough, and as its first citizen of Wigan, I am pleased to officially open the exhibition, 1,000 Years of Worship and History. Thank you very much.
You know. Don't step on the ridges. Go slowly off the picture. Don't step on the ridges. Back, go through. You mean your authentic leopard?
One sheet is plenty.
Let's give fire! Give fire! Let's give fire! Give fire! Sorry. Not in there.
And the other half of those would have been muskets. And now musketeers are up there, firing, lovely. So musketeers firing there, don't put your fingers in your ears, just put your hands over the side.
Don't put fingers in, you'll damage it.
Yeah, don't put your fingers in your ears, just put your hands over your ears.
Not in there.
Who knows, I'll let them carry on. Right, so first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I must introduce you to our gentlemen. Gentlemen of the Pike. And they are gentlemen because it was The pike is a 14 to 16 foot ash pole with a metal point on the top. We're not using real metal points, okay? We're just, because that would hurt people, wouldn't it? So we're not doing that. But if you think about these weapons, they were very good for a number of things. Okay? They were very good for... Fire off again. Huzzah! Okay, Mr. Young, do you want to bring them down, ready for a musket display, please? So, our pikes, ladies and gentlemen, were a gentleman's weapon. So, gentlemen of the pike, advance your pikes. Okay. At the advance, ladies and gentlemen, they're now ready to start to march. So I'm going to ask them, with our drums and colours leading, just to march on 5 paces. March on. Stand. Shoulder your pikes. If we're going on a longer march, having your pike at the shoulder is a much more comfortable position, and it means they can march just with a lot more comfort, really, because they're expected to march 20 miles a day, roughly, carrying all their kits, carrying their pike, armour, bedrolls, food, all that sort of stuff. And a little bit later on, when we finish the display, some of you might like to come in and have a look, have a chat to some of our pikemen, and handle those pikes and see kind of what it's like to try and balance one. Gentlemen of the pike, advance your pikes. And in this position, they can kind of move around a bit. So drums and colours, stay where you are, please. Gentlemen of the pike, left hand's about face. See them moving there, they can move quite easily. March on, 5 paces. Stand, right hand's about face. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, when we're at the advance there, it kind of makes it nice and easy. They can move around, we're at comfort, and it's kind of quite pleasant. Drums and colours, would you please, left hand's face, and march on. Stand. Stand to one side over there, please. Thank you very much. Stand to one side over there. Excellent. So, you to imagine, ladies and gentlemen, there were about 700 pike in a regiment, and lots of regiments on the field. The strength of the pike was in the amount of pikes there were. Front rank, low charger pikes, middle rank, charger pikes, rear rank, high charge. March on. Growling very loudly at the crowd. Make a fearsome face at the public. Be scared, please. Thank you very much. Right, reform your body, gentlemen. It's quite scary, isn't it? You've got that coming towards you. You've got that coming towards you with perhaps 15 to 17 in the front rank, and 4 or 5 ranks with a similar load. It's quite a challenge. So we've started to use our pike in an offensive way. We're now going to think about using our pike in a defensive way. Gentlemen of the pike, charge for horse to the fore.
Rear rank charge over the top. Good watch. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, notice our musketeers have gone in behind the pike, and let's face it, with cavalry, the brains of the cavalry outfit is in the horse, and whilst the blood-crazed cavalry officer, cavalry soldier might want to charge, the horse won't. So that forms an effective wall against horse. Recover the body. Musketeers, want to come down and join us, please? Great. So that's our charge force to the floor. Also, we We have, well, what happens then if we have horse all around us? We're being circled by horse. Our musketeers are struggling a little bit there. So, Pike, charge for horse. You got our Pike bringing musketeers. And they're charging ready. So we've got our guns firing out. See, some of our pikemen may have swords as well. They can draw their swords. And they're ready to receive horse. Now that horse isn't stupid. They're not going to charge into that. Recover your body. Okay, thank you very much. While we await our musket display, gentlemen of the Pike, if you'd like to disperse around the crowd line and allow members of the public to feel the weight of the Pike, perhaps try on your helmets, and I'll come back to you. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. They do well. Great. And then our musketeers will join you shortly.
You want to hold it?
So, feel free to have...
So there's various manoeuvres that I do across the stone. For instance, they're to the rear from a marching position. Probably back into the shoulder. Back up the radio.
Right. Oh, you put it on that. There you go. There.
Sit on your left shoulder. You got it? That's it. Well done. Then take the hand away. I've got the gun. There you go. Now you're going to walk miles and miles like that now. Miles and miles, yeah? There you go. You move round there, love. You move round there, love. That's it. And this way. This way now, love. That's it. That's a bit heavy for you, my love, isn't it? There's guys all over the country.
What are we doing there? He's taking other sides.
Oh, it just sits in there. Because the blade's on that side, right, the blade will be on that side there. So you just use it as a chopper like that. Yeah? You don't stab with it. That's right, you just use that. Can you just move around, fella? Feel it? Well done. Yeah, go on then. So I turn around and come back.
Prepare to give fire. Give fire.
Musketeers firing off. Here we have a very small body of men. We have to imagine about 75, 70 for a regiment musket block. So there was no accuracy to them, but there was quite a lot of bombardment. And the thing is, because they're firing the left shot, right?
Ready to give fire. Give fire.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So, Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to be ambling down. Well, we'll be staying here for a few minutes. Feel free to come and talk to our musketeers once they've made their guns safe, and they will let you know. And we're going to be ambling down towards Primark, which wasn't there in the 1650s. Don't know if you know that, but it wasn't. And we're then going to be doing a march up where Our Lady Mayor is going to be inspecting the troops and marching with us. And that'll be at about 12 o'clock, okay?
I didn't need a hard hat to get there. Oh yeah, you can, yeah, you've got to be very careful.
You'd have to march about 20 miles a day with that, with all the kit on your back, tent, sleeping bag, food. Everything for your food.
So it's not a musket.
That's a musket, yeah. So it's... These are not anything over 100 yards. I'm sorry, so much
Pike.
To your left, Musketeers, to your left hand, left face.
Hand down pace.
Order, your musket.
Hold your pike.
Yeah, we'll just kind of have a little chat with them. Just down the front here, just coming out of the general side.
Musketeers.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have our Lady Mayor, who may well talk to you. Please be gentle in your words.
Silence.
Very smart. But you're warm as well, aren't you? Extremely. Are you warm? Yeah, really good.
It's a long walk up the tower.
Yeah. Pleasure.
Gentlemen of the pike, advance your pike. Secure your pike.
Musketeers. Order, your musket.
Good people of Wigan, my name is Colonel Isaac Finchie Greeting. The Earl of Derby has made an act the wicked design of only him in strengthening our arms to dissipate the enemy, those who follow the traitor Charles Stuart. I do therefore bid you, good and noble people of Wigan, to turn to the side of right and no longer be part of Derby's wicked design, but lay down your arms and, like my brother, honest John Lilburn, stand and fight for the right of the free-born Englishman. I give you this charge on this day, or else my troop will take this town from you, and there will be much bloodshed. Do you choose to follow Parliament? Make your decision. Or do you choose bloodshed? On your head be it, sir. For later on this afternoon there will be a battle where we will take the town from you.
Okay.
Okay, ready guys, nice big smiles, stay there.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to run on my
Well, Yeah, well, the officers don't tell us it when it goes up. Because it's not rehearsed fighting, it's actually...
Yeah.
Something you can sort of sit and do at home where that's what you can't really do.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is my 2 pairs. I'll just change this back. And I should have actually done a little decal there. Wrap it around the tin. Put the tin in. And we do another 2 twists to hold the tin.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think only fair that you get to see your commander, Sir Thomas Tilsley. Give us a wave, Sir Thomas. Off you can't.
Fire! Good! Fire! Recover!
Stand!
Heroes, you lost heroes.
What say you when you join the side of God? The side of God? Or are you continuing your treacherous ways? Treacherous ways, quite a number of us are all volunteers. We travelled from a fair distance. Most of us got a bit annoyed because the signs I put up didn't work very well. Two ladies looking resplendent in blue and purple over there. The Eileens, I call them. The Eileens from Beta have been instrumental, along with Mike Matthews, in putting this event on. So I would encourage you just to give them a big round of applause. Thank you, Eileen.
And I'm going to give a little talk on some of the surgeries that were carried out during the time period, and some of the surgeries that a surgeon travelling with the army would need to be competent to deal with. So I need my first casualty as a soldier who's been injured on the battlefield. Would anybody care to be the... Oh, here comes one. Sit him in the chair. Okay. I don't know. I don't think this one needs a surgeon. I think he needs a drama critic. Put her up, man. Now, you've seen them firing today the matchlock musket of the time period. You saw on the display how long it takes to load this weapon. Frequently, they would fire off one volley, then it's useless. It just becomes a club. They would turn it round and they would just use it like this. Now, when you've watched films about the English Civil War, or you've watched films about the Elizabethan period, you've seen muskets with this fish tail shape to the butt. A lot of people think this is just artistic. Well, it isn't. It's shaped like that for a very specific reason. It's practical. And the reason is this. That is designed to smash skulls in. That's its purpose. It's a very practical purpose indeed. Thank you much indeed. So, also, the sword of the time, particularly the cavalry sword of the time, was a long, straight, heavy object that happened to have a sharp edge on it. In fact, there was more blunt force trauma that came down rather than a sharp edge cutting. Now, the job of the cavalry is to massacre the infantry. This poor individual here being an infantryman. There's nothing the cavalry loved more than broken, scattered infantry and good ground for their horses to charge over. They would just charge up and down, smashing in skulls with these swords. So, a surgeon had to be competent to deal with a fractured skull. Now, surgery was always carried out with the patient sitting down. You were not lying down. The belief at the time was if you were lying down, you're that bit closer to being dead. If, however, you're sitting up, you're that bit closer to being alive. So if you're sitting up and screaming, it's considered to be a good sign. So, All we'll do is we need to get through to the fractured skull. So just using a goodly sharp knife, the surgeon would just cut a flap of skin and would then peel the flap back to expose the skull. The surgeon would then use the most sensitive instruments he has, which are the fingers, and he just pull the little bits of bones out. If he could then, like a jigsaw, put the bits of bones back together, that was excellent. If, however, due to the force that had been applied, the surgeon could not pull the bones out, they would use this. It's called a tree pan saw. What they would do is, they would put the saw on the skull, and they would just cut a square hole onto the skull. The pieces would be lifted out, put together like a jigsaw, and put back again. If, however, that didn't work, they did have the tree pan drill, and that would be used to literally just drill into the skull. Now, they weren't daft. They didn't just keep sawing until they were up to their elbows. They had a little measuring device, so they knew how far they were going to go into the skull. Once the hole had been made in the skull, we'd take a gold coin, one of his gold coins, not one of mine. The gold coin would be sent to a blacksmith. The blacksmith would hammer the coin wafer thin, would lay it over the hole in the skull, and would then just nail it on with hammers and nails. The scalp would then be folded over and the skin would be stitched.
Did anybody survive?
Now, surgery was considered to be a success if the patient was alive when the surgeon left. If the inevitable infection, the thing was, if you survived the infection that set in, you had a good chance. But if you died 4 days later, that was God's will. Okay, you were alive when I left, so good job, surgeon.